all right, maybe this Thursday night football game won't be so intense, right? Maybe. I don't know. Glory be Jesus Christ.
Glory forever. Welcome to Dynamite Duo Sports, the podcast where we break down the NFL's top storylines with the facts, including the fact that at least the Chiefs are not as monotone as Taylor Swift was in her new album. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonio.
And today we are going to be predicting the games for NFL Week 6.
And based off this season, we cannot assume that any games are like guaranteed wins almost.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many upsets, it's not even funny. It's like, whoa, more upsets than the Taylor Swift fans with the new album.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Which is not that many. So
no, I think
Taylor Swift fans that are
deep down they don't like it.
Yeah, deep down they don't like it, but they won't admit it. It was all pretty. Yeah. So anyway,
I wonder how many Swifties are gonna comment in this video.
Well, we don't get that many views anyway. So to start us off for this week, we got the Eagles heading to MetLife to take on the New York Giants, who did not look very giant this past week.
I was so upset with that game. It's like they fumbled, they picked, and like they could have easily won that game, and they just completely screwed up, which was really upsetting for me.
Yep. So yeah, Eagles coming off a upsetting loss. I feel like
at least it was to a good team though.
Yeah, at least it was to a good team. But
it wasn't like they lost to like a bad team. It's like, whoa, what happened? But
yeah, so basically, I feel like they're going to be motivated to win this game. I feel like that's a pretty easy pick. 3, 2, 1.
Eagles. Yeah, if Eagles lose because of their offense in this game, then we can hit panic mode or anything like that. It's like, yeah, you guys are in trouble. If Malik Neighbors was playing, though, then I would say it's not as much of an easy pick. Now we have Broncos coming off of being the Eagles versus a team that has no wins, the Jets. 3, 2, 1, Broncos. Yeah, it's...
This is my lock. I'm going to start doing this from now on. This is my lock of the week.
Lock of the week, Broncos-Jets?
Broncos-Jets, book it. I don't know what the point spread is, but if you just pick them straight up, pick the Broncos to win.
If you do lock and you got to say top comment. You got to do some top comment.
All right. If the Jets, by some miracle, beat the Broncos, not cover the spread, just beat the Broncos, I will buy a Jalen Hurts t-shirt.
Ooh. Okay.
From the Eagles, not from Oklahoma.
All right.
So
yeah, but that's all we got to say about the Broncos-Jets game. I think it's that simple of a pick.
Yeah. Then we got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
This should be a pretty good game. We'll let you know we are recording this before the Chiefs play the Jaguars on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the outcome would change my pick either way. Jaguars look pretty good so far this season.
Solid.
Defense is pretty solid. The Seahawks offense looks pretty good. Defense was solid except for this past week.
Defense is kind of wacky-ish, I would say.
Just this past week it was bad.
No, because there are other games when you watch, it's like they would blow certain passes, things like that. So it's like they're not very consistent. Yeah. But they're good.
Yeah, they're a good defense. So
like Des Bryant. Good, but inconsistent.
All right, anyway. 3, 2, 1.
Seahawks. Even with Jaguars win or lose the Chiefs, I think the Seahawks are going to win it. But at the same time, this is a game where it can go either way, and it wouldn't be surprising whether one crushes the other. It's a close game. Either way, it's a game where it could be really good, and I think it can go either way. Now we have the Chargers playing the Dolphins. I think this is an easy pick, but don't charger it. 3, 2, 1, Chargers. I say
that with no confidence.
Dolphins are awful, and they beat the only winless team. The Chargers have lost to two teams that, like, one is not good, but a really good defensive line with a hurt O-line. The other team is just a good team. But again, because of how you're playing, you're kind of charging it. And when you're charging it, I can't guarantee any win for you. But this should be an easy win. And if it's not, you guys are in trouble.
Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
But Just want to say one thing for all you fantasy football people: start Matthew Stafford, start Puka Nacua, start Kyron Williams, start Devontae Adams, start their tight end. I don't care who it is. Start Tutu Atwell, start their defense. This is fantasy.
This is fantasy week for Rams, unless they do what they did with the 49ers and they just let the backups run over them, which I hope not.
And this is my lock of the week too. Rams will win by 30+ points.
I hope so too, but at the same time, I am very confident that's going to happen, but because of having 49ers, you never know. But the Ravens, they're so banged up defensively, and if Lamar's not back, plus they're not using Derrick Henry as much as they should, you're screwed. You're screwed.
And also, I am not doing the punishment for this game. This is a bonus one. I'm just letting you know.
Now we have the Cardinals taking on the Indiana Jones. I'm going to call them that.
Indiana Joneses.
Just like how, it's just the big thing about this game is that the Colts, it should be an easy win because the Cardinals are looking really sloppy. But at the same time, as much as I like the Colts, there's still just that weird feeling of like, how are they this good?
I honestly,
I think it's Jonathan Taylor, though.
I don't have that weird feeling anymore.
You don't have a weird feeling anymore?
Not anymore.
I think the Colts are going to win the division.
This could be a Vikings scenario like last year where Daniel Jones will start turn to a pumpkin like the last couple of games of the year. But
yeah, it's just they're so good, and it's so weird that they're good.
Yeah.
So this is an easy pick for me, but at the same time, it just feels weird, I guess.
3, 2, 1.
Colts. Cardinals are falling apart. Colts are looking good. It's just so weird to see it.
I wouldn't be surprised if...
what if Colts get number 1 seed? That'd be so weird.
What?
If Colts get number 1 seed.
Oh, the number 1 seed. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals are trading away their best players at the trade deadline, and if Jonathan Gannon gets fired.
Yeah.
Before the end of the season. Then we have a dilemma here. We got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Carolina Panthers. And it's weird because every time I have picked the Panthers to win, they have lost. And every time I have picked them to lose, they have won. Have this been the same thing for you?
I think so. I think? Yeah. Pretty sure.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, just based on pure superstition, I'm picking the Panthers to win.
You're very superstitious right now.
So, yeah. What about you?
I'm picking Cowboys.
I mean, my heart, I'm picking Cowboys. But
for
the sake of this, I am picking the Panthers. Panthers, I believe in you. So...
yeah, no, I'm not going to pick the Panthers. I think the next 2 games of the Cowboys, they're going to win. It's going to build up momentum, then they might get crushed.
You think we're going to beat the Commanders that easily?
Maybe not easily, but I think you're going to come out with the win.
That's a preview for next week.
Yeah. Now we have the Patriots taking on the Saints. This is interesting, yeah, because the Saints, I think it was just the Giants last week were just messing everything up, but the Saints did get their first win. Spencer Rattler's first win. First time since like the 90s that a drafted quarterback by the Saints has won a game. Fun fact.
Oh.
Yo, no, literally. That's just like, it's insane to think about that.
That's right, because Drew Brees
was Chargers. So it's like they got their first win. They do get some momentum because of that. The Patriots just beat the Bills, though. They showed they're a legit team, and I think they're a legit team. I think they're a dangerous team, no matter who they play. So with that being said, 3, 2, 1, Patriots. I hope I'm right, and I think I'm right, and honestly, I'll lock this in.
Oh, you're gonna make this a lock?
I'll make it a lock. There's no comment thing though. I'm doing though. I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's cheap. You said I had to do it.
Okay, how about this? If the Patriots lose, I'll wear a Dak Prescott jersey. There you go. I'll wear one of your jerseys.
That works.
That works. There you go.
Then we got the Cleveland Browns coming back from London to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers,
who are probably going to win the division, even if they go 9-8,
because everybody else in the division sucks.
The Bengals wouldn't suck if they just signed like Kirk Cousins. Like, what are you waiting for?
Or heck,
they've lost 3 games in a row because their quarterback throws so many picks. It's like
Russell Wilson would be better.
Russell Wilson would be better.
Jameis Winston would be better. At least he'd throw touchdowns.
Get somebody. Go get Shador.
That will never happen.
I know it probably won't happen, but hey, get somebody because Jake Browning is not your guy. And I heard
Hey, wait. We're getting off. We're
all
off
right,
topic.
fine.
So yeah, Browns. Dylan Gabriel looks solid. That defense is a menace. The Steelers' offense looked like it was starting to click a little bit
They
last
were,
week,
and their
and then their
defense was
defense was
clicking.
good until the last 5 minutes of the game.
It's called you can't just assume the game's over when you have a big lead in fourth quarter because people can come back. So Steelers probably learned that in that game.
Yeah.
They also play well against a defense who we thought they were going to struggle against, which they did towards the end. But that's because they weren't really trying. So who knows? But I think this is a pretty easy. Well, it's a divisional game, but I think I have my pick.
3, 2, 1.
Steelers.
Browns.
Wow.
Only because I think that
You can lock that one in.
No, I'm not locking this one in. This is my upset of the week. But
I don't know if it would be upset though. I don't know. I don't think you can call that an upset.
Well, this is an upset. It's the Cleveland Browns have only won one game. The Steelers have won 3 games.
It's a divisional game.
It's still an upset
The
because one team's better
AFC
than the other.
Not divisional games. I do not include those because AFC North everybody play except for like when the Ravens crushed the Browns. But normally they always put up good fights. Normally.
Well,
So,
yeah, well, no, I'm going based off of points, but I guarantee you the Steelers are favored by at least 7. So
yeah, but I think the Steelers are going to win it though. Now we have what could be like an interesting game. You got the Titans and the Raiders. Um, Titans got their first win. Woohoo!
yay!
But it was the weirdest, sloppiest game I've ever seen someone win because
Yeah,
snap hits Kyler Murray in the head, football hits him, and like it just fumbles.
the little kid
Cam
couldn't
Ward
catch the
throws
football.
a pick, and then it gets fumbled. They return it for a touchdown. And they come back. Now, Cam Ward did move the ball down the field to get a field goal. He did that, which is what the most important thing is to end the last drive. If that's what it comes down to.
Yep.
And he did it. But I don't know if the Raiders will allow, if we're that sloppy, I don't think the Raiders will actually mess it up. Though they could because Geno Smith could throw a lot of picks to the Titans. So that's another positive thing on the Titans side. But the positive side for the Raiders, they got Genti. But Brock Bowers needs to be healthy, and Geno needs to learn how to actually throw the ball to him.
Yeah, this might be one of the hardest games to pick this week.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks-Jaguars is a pretty tough game, too.
But I thought Panthers-Dolphins was Tank Bowl last week. This is Tank Bowl, 2.0.
Yeah, and it's really tough. But I think it ultimately comes down to who makes more sloppy mistakes in the game.
3, 2, 1. Titans.
Titans. I'm rooting because I said once they won a game, I would show a little more confidence. This is a game where they could step up again. If Raiders win, they crush them. Not going to shock me.
You know what?
But I'm going to give the support to the Titans for this game.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Let this be the day that those pesky Raiders remember the Titans. Then we got the 49ers heading to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. So both these teams are pretty interesting. The Buccaneers seem to only be able to play in one-score games this year. The 49ers, kind of similar, honestly, except for different reasons.
The big question is who's playing, who's not with the 49ers. That's the big question.
Is Jawan Jennings back?
Is Ricky Pearsall going to be back? The people that we know aren't playing is Kittle and Purdy are not going to play.
Yep. But
there's definitely the whole thing of are they going to play well again? Are the Buccaneers going to see what happened and be like, yeah, we're not going to allow that? But I will say the big question too is they're both teams where they need a drive to win at the end. Question is who's going to have the ball and who's going to have the opportunity to do that. I think if that's the case, I think Buccaneers will win.
I think this is going to come down to who has the ball last.
Who has the ball last? But again, I think ultimately one of these teams needs to just get a huge lead and keep it that way because if it's close, it's whoever's got the ball, like you said. But are you ready to make a pick?
3, 2, 1.
Buccaneers. Yeah, I think the Buccaneers will see what happened Thursday, and they're gonna be like, you know what? Let's not keep this close. Let's just crush them. Keep it as far away as possible. And if it is close, Baker has the ball. 49ers will still lose, but at the same time, this game could go either way. Now we have the Bengals taking on the Green Bay Packers. Bengals line sucks. Packers defensive line is supposed to be good, except for the Cowboys game. Jake Browning's known for throwing interceptions. Packers secondary is pretty solid except for the Cowboys game. Packers are a really weird team. Offensively, I don't know what will happen against the Bengals defense, who have been trying. Bengals defense is having a situation like the Titans did last year. Quarterback just keeps throwing picks and turnovers that like there's not much they can do because they're already in scoring position.
Yeah, it's like the Bengals defense has looked pretty solid this year, honestly.
So it's like if Joe Burrow was playing, they'd be really good.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow's not playing.
Joe Burrow's not playing. Their quarterback is doing really awful. And honestly, this is the Packers game to lose. So with that being said, 3, 2, 1, Packers. If Packers don't win this, then you are frauds. You are frauds if you do not win this. I'm saying it right now. You're frauds if you don't win. And that's my pick of the week.
Then we got Sunday Night Football.
Oh,
another good
boy.
one. You got the Lions taking on the Chiefs, heading back to the scene of the crime of opening day in 2023, where they defeated the Travis Kelce-less and Chris Jones-less Chiefs in the Thriller, and now they get to play them again for the first time.
I do want to say one thing, because we haven't seen the Chiefs game yet. If they lose, I would say this is a very easy pick because the Lions have been so dominant. Every game they scored 34-plus points in every game since week 1. Every single game. And their defense has been basically demolishing their offenses on the opposing teams. They just allow some trash points in the end. But ultimately, if the Chiefs win, though, this will be a good game. But at the same time, no matter what the game happens with the Chiefs, I really feel like this is the Lions' game to lose because the Lions are the better team right now. But then again, Mahomes and his magic on prime time can also be the downfall. So it's going to be a really good game. Are you ready for your pick?
Yep. 3, 2, 1.
Lions.
Either way.
Either way. Are you going to lock in?
No, I'm not locking it. But either way, that is my pick. And I don't care.
It's going to be, if Chiefs lose to Jaguars and they lose to Lions, they're going to be 2 and 4.
Then we might be pressing the panic button for them next week.
Yeah, panic button. Now we have, unfortunately, a interesting game between the Bills and the Falcons. The problem with this game is the Bills can't keep the game close. Because if they do, I have a very good feeling that Bijan and Michael Penix throwing to Drake London and Kyle Pitts is going to run over the Bills' defense if they don't start strong early. The Bills, at least offensively, they need to just start strong and score a ton. Their defense might start a little sloppy, but if they can improve the second half, that's fine as long as the Bills are offensively is moving the ball. Because they always play really slow. Offensively and defensively, they play really slow in the first half. They can't do that against the Falcons. I feel like the Falcons are the kind of team they will take that opportunity. Because this isn't Matt Ryan 28. Because if it's 28-3, though, at halftime with like Falcons winning, then I will say it's not over. But I will say that if the Bills do play very sloppy in the first half like they have been, they will not win this game. I do believe in Josh Allen, though, and he could make a comeback. But at the same time, don't put yourself in that situation. You ready for your pick?
3, 2, 1.
Bills. Yeah, I think the Bills learned from Sunday, and they're going to.
It's gonna be close, though.
It could be close, but if the Bills learn something from Sunday and they come out strong and angry from their loss, they will demolish the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bills, after a loss, tend to blow out their opponents. So,
yeah,
I feel like the Falcons are a team that's kind of, under the radar.
They're under the radar, but they also had a sloppy game against the Panthers. So it's like, it depends which Falcon team shows up and if the Bills decide to play strong in the beginning.
Yep. And to cap off week 6,
a rematch.
We have a rematch. The Hail Mary turn around the world with the defensive player literally jarring at the fans before Jane Daniels is scrambling around with potential holding penalties on the offensive line, but we're not going to talk about that. I don't care about that.
65-yard pass.
65-yard pass that tips off the receiver, tip drill, and I forget which
Noah
round
Brown.
it was. It wasn't Noah Brown.
I'm 90% confident it's Noah Brown.
There's 2 different rounds. Anyway, catching it in the back of the end zone to win the game after the Bears had just taken the lead. Yeah, this is basically where the Bears season went down the drain because they were
looking good.
They were looking good. They had a winning record.
They had an upsetting loss, and everything just collapsed after that.
Yep. So this is where Caleb Williams, this needs to be your I want to beat this team so bad game. This needs to be the game where you go off. Otherwise,
You want to show how you're being serious, Caleb? No nail polish. Come out on the field, no nail polish. The Commanders will see like, oh, he's serious tonight. He wants to win. You know, and then you can put some like victory nail polish something after, but you know. But I think ultimately, if Terry McLaurin's back, I think it's going to be really tough for the Bears defense because their defense has had struggles against good offenses this year. And the Bears, their offense is looking good, but this is a game where the Bears will have to prove themselves. And this is a game where the Commanders also can prove themselves, even though they did just have a good game. But they need to stay consistent. So this is a game where whoever wins, it's going to show who is more of a playoff favorite team.
3, 2, 1.
Commanders.
Bears.
I know you never go Commanders like ever. What is your problem with the Commanders? What is your problem?
I just don't. I need to see him do it again after what they did to the Chargers,
Yeah, you chose Chargers.
and then it's gonna come down to the matchup after that. So, yep.
Now I really want just to crush the Cowboys so that you can actually, for once, actually admit that they're good.
Well,
Like,
if they do that, I'll admit that. But anyway,
the thing annoys you so much is he's like, I don't know about the Commanders, but then you're like, I like the Cowboys. You're a Cowboys fan, and you're all about not sure about the Commanders. When you with your own team, you should just have zero confidence. So yeah.
So anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments below. What are your picks for this week? What are your locks of the week? Let me know, or let us know. You can find us on our social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Be sure to follow us there for other content and polls and all that good stuff. So thanks so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And this has been Dynamite Duo Sports.
Bills, you better win.
Yeah, because then otherwise we're all going to be stuck living in a Chiefs world probably. Oh, by the way, we found out about the Joe Flacco being traded to the Bengals after we finished recording. So, with that being said, and I'm not telling Tony this, he's going to find out when he sees the video, I'm switching my Packers Bengals pick. Bengals are going to beat the Packers. It's going to be embarrassing. Packers are going to feel so down that they got beat by Joe Flacco twice in one season. He hasn't even played the NFC North. Sorry.